Rastafari, give thanks. Ras Revolutions, a rare with reason, supporting the struggle for international justice each and every day. Almost $500 million worth of shitcoins vanished into thin air. It's not too hard to vanish into thin air when you already are based off of thin air. The disappearance underscores the risk of currencies that exist only online and aren't backed by a central bank. That's what they're saying. They're saying this happened because they weren't backed by a central bank. So you got to wonder who really hacked into the shitcoins. Was it the central banks? Was it the world banks to try to discredit this type of behavior? Because believe me, they don't want it. It's not worth anything, and it can get exploited, and it will get exploited. But it's not that they want it, because they're making too much money every time you exchange that dollar bill. They're getting a little piece out of it. You know, it's like if you buy a product here and it says made in China, but everything's in American writing. You know that product's going to be inferior to a product you buy in Asia with Asian writing, because the supply chain, it's got to go through that many more people now just to get to the consumer. And if it has to go through Wall Street, which all these products do, believe me, you're getting an inferior product. You're going to continue to pay more for less quality good. Yeah, it looks great. Yeah, it looks like meat. Yeah, it tastes like meat, but it's not meat. Approach of mosquito-borne virus has U.S. on alert. So there's a mosquito-borne virus now that is called chikungunya, first identified in 1952 in Tanzania, Africa. In the past decade, it has spread to Asia and Europe, causing fever and intense muscle and joint pain for hundreds of thousands of people for weeks and in some cases years. And here's where it is right now, off the U.S. And you got that virus that's being contracted from chickens that you know, isn't contracted at the moment from human to human, but that scientists did the research and found the virus that can be contracted from human to human. And it's a deadly virus. They say it will wipe out 85% of the Earth's population. It's currently contracted from chickens. It's found in about 6 countries. And the scientist that was researching it, you know, wanted to do research so that they could support, you know, research for an antidote or for a virus, for a solution rather. And so, by doing it, he discovered the actual virus that transmits from human to humans and posted it online. Beef recall raises questions for USDA. So there's a beef recall. 8.7 million pounds of beef was found to be diseased and unsound animals, and that the resulting meat is unfit for human food. So you had companies trying to sell this meat, you know, because meat's becoming scarce now because of the droughts. And so now they're trying to push off what they can, you know, but it's not healthy. It's not, humans can't consume it. China had an attack. Say 33 people were killed. They say it was a Islamic group of about 8 people that carried out the attack in a subway station. So you got to think now, what kind of groups are involved, because this is an Islamic group. You know, they're using Islam as, you know, a rationale or a way to fool the masses into thinking, you know, these are religious separatist groups and that's why they do it and that's their motive. It's just to disguise the motive. There's other motives involved. I don't know if it's from Chinese people hacking, maybe it has to do with the intellectual property, but you better believe the CIA is involved in some of this. Governor expresses doubts on merits of legalizing pot. Oh no, Governor Jerry Brown said, quote, "The world's pretty dangerous and very competitive. I think we need to stay alert, if not 24 hours a day, more than some of the potheads may be able to put together." You know, so now he's really taking shots or whatever, you know. But you got to remember, I don't know this guy, and I really don't even want to spend time to look at who he is as a person. But, you know, I mean, come on. Arnold Schwarzenegger was the last governor. I mean, did they test him for steroids? Because I know steroids makes people aggressive. I know steroids makes people violent. And if you sit and say, well, I don't know, we don't have the information, we don't know if that's true. You know, I mean, come on. You know, I mean, you know, here's what they're doing around the world. They're playing the provocateurs. Yeah, provocation. And they're pushing people's buttons. You know, they figure if they can't find anything wrong with marijuana, what they're going to do is they're going to keep locking people up for smoking it. You know, everybody goes out on the weekend and poisons themselves with beer and alcohol and this and that, but you can't go to the club and smoke a joint. You get arrested. You have to look around and all this kinds of things. So, you know, they push people's buttons and then people get upset and then they go, look what it's doing, it's so dangerous. So, you know, these people are paid by the pharmaceutical industry. They don't know what they're going to do about the Justice Department because right now they know that marijuana convictions hold up that department right there. They don't know how they can even restructure it to make it fit, to make it work. So they're afraid. They're running scared right now. Part 2 in a minute.